All right, everyone, it's a moment you've all been waiting for, our favorite moment of the week when we get to answer your questions. What's up first, Saagar?
Okay, issue number one. How likely could we get a scenario where Trump successfully appoints a U.S. Supreme Court justice? He contests the November election results, makes its way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and his newly sworn-in justice becomes the deciding vote for a Trump re-election. I wouldn't say it's impossible. It's actually I wouldn't say it's likely. I wouldn't say it's impossible, because one of the things is, Krystal, that we're looking at is you could challenge all the results in the world, but if you're down by like 15 points,
it's not going to matter.
Right, so like
even your 6-3 court's not giving you that one.
Yeah, I was like, if you get blown out, you could try and cancel like 25, 30,000 ballots. Ain't gonna happen if you're losing by like 200,000, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I things increasingly trending. And you showed me this great Wall Street Journal piece about like, actually we're gonna know a lot on election day, and that actually kind of convinced me. I'm like, it's not gonna be as chaotic as I think as people think.
I hope that you're right. And certainly with the polls headed in a landslide type direction, I mean, Nate Silver's national average has Joe Biden up by almost 10 points right now. So if that's the kind of night we're looking at, no, Supreme Court's not going to have anything to do with it. Where it does come into play and becomes certainly possible is if it's close. Because, of course, with the mail-in ballots, there's always going to be questions about which ones count and which ones don't count and were they counted properly and all of that. GOP and the Democrats are all lawyered up, ready to go with all of those challenges and all of that messiness. So it is not impossible, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's headed to that scenario now. Florida is the state that everybody keeps saying to watch. If Florida will count their mail-in ballots ahead of time, and they usually get their results in relatively quickly. So if Florida goes for Biden, like, it's game over. Yeah. It's not going to the Supreme Court. If you have a much messier night and it's a lot closer, then it ends up in that potential scenario.
You'll know right around 10:30, right? That's usually when they call Florida. I mean, look, don't listen to me, but.
Yes. Right. All right. With the GOP catching COVID-19, could the Dems refuse to join the Zoom for Amazing Amy and prevent a quorum? This, of course, assumes they want to stop it rather than fundraise off it for years to come. Nice caveat there. I think that's unlikely to work, because McConnell has basically said that no matter what, even if more senators come down with COVID, like, they're going to figure out how to vote on this thing. So obviously Dems alone don't have enough votes to deny the quorum. So I think it's unlikely that this tactic will succeed. Yeah,
I think that's right. Look, there's the Republicans, Ron John, and all those others have made it clear they will literally don the gowns and come into the Senate.
Spacesuit, I think was the wording.
Moon suit, if he has to. So don't worry, folks. It is going to happen. I'm almost certain of it, barring like death or legitimate incapacity.
Mitch McConnell will do whatever it takes to get this nomination confirmed.
Okay. Last question. Is it possible that Trump has been hammering on Biden for being radical left's Trojan horse just to get his goat and trick him into publicly denouncing progressives? You know, Krystal, there is a little bit to that. I think they believe in their minds that they could trick Bernie voters into coming over to Trump, because you could see Trump kind of goading him and then being like, oh, he just lost the left. You just lost the Bernie Sanders people. But, I mean, the truth is the Bernie people are just not going to vote. It's not like they're going to vote for Trump, at least not this time around.
Well, and not even that. Like, I think they're laboring under the illusion that the left ever thought Joe Biden was with them.
That's a good point.
Like, when Joe is like, I beat the socialists, and of course I'm not for the Green New Deal, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, Joe Biden, how could you know? We know what we're getting. And a lot of people are deciding that that's the best choice that they can make, and they don't feel happy about it. But I do think that Trump believes he is executing that strategy, because, you do see him be like, oh, well, there goes the left.
Well,
and I see people on Twitter like, oh, Trump just got him to admit that he doesn't support the Green New Deal. I'm like, we know that.
Yeah,
like, we're not,
I could tell you.
We're not delusional. We know that. We know who this guy is. He's been here for 40 years. You all are the ones who seem not to understand what his actual record and the actual problem with him is. So, I think that is the Trump strategy, but I think it's kind of a stupid strategy.
That's exactly it.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll have more for you later.